My son casually mentioned how much fun he had at Aunt Phoebe's apartment. He doesn't have an Aunt Phoebe, but I found the photos on his tablet. I'm standing in the kitchen holding my son's tablet, staring at a photo of him grinning beside my husband and a blonde woman I've never seen, her hand resting on my husband's shoulder like it belongs there. My 6-year-old is at the table eating cereal, humming a song, completely unaware that he just shattered my entire world. The photo was buried in his camera roll between screenshots of cartoon characters and blurry shots of our ceiling fan. Noah took it himself, the angle low and slightly crooked. They're sitting on a gray couch I don't recognize. Behind them, a window shows a city view we don't have. The woman is smiling at the camera like she knows exactly who's going to see this someday. My hands shake. The tablet nearly slips from my grip. Upstairs, the shower is running. My husband is getting ready for another late night at the office. Another emergency. Another reason he won't be home until after Noah is asleep. Mom, can I have more juice? Noah's voice pulls me back. He's swinging his legs under the table, his spoon clinking against the bowl. I force myself to set the tablet face down on the counter and walk to the fridge. My legs feel disconnected from my body. Sure, baby. I pour the juice. My hand is steadier than it should be. Did you have fun at Aunt Phoebe's this week? The words come out casual, like I'm asking about preschool. Noah lights up. Yeah, she let me play with Biscuit for a really long time. He knows how to shake hands now. That's great. I sit down across from him, the glass of juice forgotten in my hand. What else did you do? We watched cartoons and she made me mac and cheese with the fun shapes. Not the boring kind. He scoops another bite of cereal. Dad said we might go back on Friday. The water shuts off upstairs. I hear the bathroom door open, footsteps crossing the hallway. What does Aunt Phoebe's apartment look like? Noah shrugs. It's pretty. She has a big TV and lots of plants, and her couch is really soft. Dad says it's nicer than ours. Something cold settles in my chest. Not anger yet. Not even hurt. Just a spreading numbness that makes it easier to keep my voice steady. Does Aunt Phoebe have other kids that come over? Nope, just me. She said I'm special. He grins, proud of himself. She always has those strawberry snacks I like, the ones with the yogurt inside. The bedroom door closes upstairs. Drawers open and shut. He's getting dressed, picking out a shirt, probably checking his phone to see if she's texted him. Is Aunt Phoebe Dad's friend from work? The numbness cracks. My throat tightens, but I swallow it down and reach across the table to brush cereal crumbs off Noah's shirt. Why would I be jealous? Because she's so fun, I guess. He shrugs again, already losing interest. Can I watch TV before school? Sure, baby, go ahead. He slides off his chair and runs into the living room. I hear the television click on, cartoon voices filling the silence. I pick up the tablet again, swipe through the photos. There are 3 more. One of Noah holding a small white dog. One of the blonde woman crouching beside him, both of them laughing. One of my husband in the background, leaning against a kitchen counter with a coffee mug, looking more relaxed than I've seen him in months. Footsteps on the stairs. He's coming down, probably grabbing his keys in his jacket, probably kissing me on the cheek and telling me he'll be late again. I set the tablet on the counter, screen facing up. He walks into the kitchen, already reaching for his coat on the hook by the door. Morning. I've got that meeting at 9, so I'm heading out early. I don't turn around. We need to talk. He doesn't move. His hand hovers over his jacket, keys jingling in his palm. Talk about what? I slide the tablet across the counter. It stops just before the edge, the screen glowing between us. He glances down. His face changes in stages. Confusion first, then recognition, then something that looks like panic trying to disguise itself as innocence. Where did you get this? Noah's camera roll. My voice sounds like it's coming from somewhere outside my body. He took it himself. He picks up the tablet, staring at the photo like he's trying to will it into being something else. His thumb hovers over the screen but doesn't swipe. It's not what it looks like. Then tell me what it is. He sets the tablet down, runs his hand through his hair. She's a coworker, Phoebe. She's been helping me with the Garrett project and we've had to work late a few times and I didn't want to leave Noah with a sitter every time, so I brought him along and our son calls her Aunt Phoebe. That stops him. His mouth opens but nothing comes out. He told me about her apartment, her dog, the snacks she keeps for him, the cartoons they watch together. I take a step closer. He said you told him she's fun and that her couch is nicer than ours. His face goes pale. I can explain. Then explain. It's not. He stops. Starts again. We're just friends. She's been going through a hard time and I've been helping her and sometimes Noah comes with me and it's completely innocent. Does she put her hand on your shoulder like that with all her coworkers? He looks down at the photo again. His jaw tightens. It doesn't mean anything. How long? What? How long have you been taking our son to your girlfriend's apartment? She's not my girlfriend. His voice rises, defensive now. You're twisting this into something it's not. I feel something crack open inside me. Something that's been holding itself together for months while he worked late and came home smelling like perfume I don't wear and checked his phone at dinner like I wouldn't notice. Say her name again. He blinks. What? You said her name, Phoebe. Say it again and tell me she's just a coworker. He doesn't. His silence fills the kitchen like smoke. How long have you been sleeping with her? I'm not. Don't lie to me. My voice breaks on the last word. I hate that it breaks. Our son has been playing with her dog while you've been doing what exactly? Working on the Garrett project? Is that what you call it? He takes a step toward me, hands raised like he's approaching something wild. You're not listening. Then make me understand why my child knows more about your girlfriend than I do. She's not. He stops, closes his eyes. When he opens them again, they're wet. It started as just talking. She was going through a divorce and I was stressed about work, and we started having coffee, and it was just nice to talk to someone who understood. And then, he doesn't answer. And then you started bringing our son to her apartment so you could keep lying to me without paying for a babysitter. That's not fair. Fair? I'm shaking now, my whole body vibrating with something I can't name. You let our 6-year-old take pictures with your mistress and you want to talk about fair? Don't call her that. The words come out sharp, protective. He hears himself say them and his face crumbles. Get out of the house. We can fix this. He reaches for my arm, but I step back. Please, let me explain everything and we can figure this out and get out. I don't care what you think it is. My voice is so cold it doesn't sound like mine. You brought our son into your lie. You let him think she's family. You let him play with her dog and eat her snacks and watch cartoons on her couch while you were doing whatever you were doing in the other room. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? He opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. I don't know. This is my house too. Then I'll leave. I grab my phone off the counter. And I'm taking Noah with me. That breaks him. He moves to block the doorway, hands up. Don't do that. Don't take him away from me because of this. You took him to her. My voice cracks again. You let him think she's someone safe, someone he can trust. What happens when he finds out the truth? He doesn't have to. He already knows something's wrong. I push past him toward the living room. Kids aren't stupid. He follows me, his voice rising. Where are you going? Somewhere you're not. Noah looks up from the television, his face bright and open. Are we going somewhere fun? I force a smile. Just for a drive, baby. Go get your shoes on. He scrambles off the couch and runs upstairs. My husband grabs my wrist. Don't do this. I pull away. You already did. Noah's shoes squeak against the hotel lobby floor. He clutches his backpack with both hands, looking around at the unfamiliar space with wide eyes. Is this a vacation? Something like that. I guide him toward the elevator, my sister trailing behind us with an overnight bag. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I ignore it. It's been buzzing for the past hour every few minutes like clockwork. We get to the room and Noah immediately claims the bed closest to the window. He bounces on it twice before my sister catches him mid-jump. Easy, buddy. Your mom needs to make some phone calls. He nods, already distracted by the remote control. My sister hands it to him and follows me into the bathroom, closing the door most of the way. Let me see your phone. I pull it out. 17 messages since we left the house. She scrolls through them, her jaw tightening with each swipe. He's spiraling. I know. No, I mean really spiraling. Look at this. She holds up the screen. I read the most recent message. The one before it says, I never meant for any of this to happen. The one before that says, you stopped caring about me months ago. What was I supposed to do? Screenshot all of these. My sister's voice is sharp, focused. Every single one. And don't delete anything. Why would I delete them? Because you're hurt and angry and you might want to later. But you need evidence. All of it. She's right. I know she's right. But looking at the messages makes my chest feel like it's caving in. He's already rewriting history. She scrolls back up. See this? Where he says you pushed him away? That's him building a defense. He's going to tell everyone you were neglectful, that he was lonely, that she was just there. I wasn't neglectful. I know that, but he's going to make it sound like you were. She hands the phone back. You need to call a lawyer. Tomorrow. First thing. I don't even know where to start. I do. She pulls out her own phone. My friend went through this 2 years ago. Her ex tried to take the kids and rewrite the whole marriage. She'll give you her lawyer's number. Noah calls from the other room asking if we have snacks. My sister goes to handle it and I sit on the edge of the bathtub staring at my phone. Another message comes through. I love you. I never stopped loving you. Please just talk to me. I take a screenshot, then I block his number. My sister comes back with Noah settled in front of a cartoon. She sits beside me on the tub. How are you holding up? I don't know. My voice sounds hollow. I keep thinking about all the times he said he had to work late. All the times I believed him. That's not your fault. How? He was supposed to be your partner. You trusted him. I let him take Noah to her apartment. You didn't let him do anything. You didn't know she existed. My phone buzzes again. Different number. I stare at it until my sister takes it from my hand and answers on speaker. Hello? Is this my daughter-in-law? His mother's voice fills the tiny bathroom. Clipped, concerned, dangerous in its politeness. My sister looks at me. I nod. This is her sister. Oh, well, is she available? I need to speak with her about this situation with my son. She's available? My sister hands me the phone. I take a breath. Hi, sweetheart. I just got off the phone with him and I'm very concerned. He says you threw him out of the house. He told me to leave, so I did. Well, yes, but you took Noah. He's beside himself. He's staying in some awful hotel and he can barely afford it, and he can afford it. What happened? He said you two had a disagreement, but he wouldn't tell me what about. He's been having an affair. Silence. Long enough that I checked to make sure the call didn't drop. Are you certain? Our son took a picture of them together. He's been bringing Noah to her apartment for months. Oh, another pause. Well, that's certainly unfortunate. Unfortunate, like he spilled coffee on the carpet. But these things happen, dear. Marriage is complicated. I'm sure if you just sit down and talk it through. He's been lying to me for months. Men make mistakes, they get confused. It doesn't mean he doesn't love you. My sister's hand closes over mine, squeezing hard. He used our son as cover. I'm sure he didn't mean it that way. He let Noah think she's family. Children are resilient. They bounce back. What's important now is that you think about what's best for everyone. A divorce would be so hard on Noah. And on you. You'd have to go back to work full-time and find childcare and manage everything alone. I already manage everything alone. That's not fair. My son works very hard to provide for you. Your son has a girlfriend. You don't know that for certain. Maybe she really is just a coworker. Maybe you're jumping to conclusions because you're stressed and tired and I saw the photo. Photos can be misleading. And even if something did happen, once, in a moment of weakness, that doesn't mean you should throw away your whole marriage. Think about Noah. Think about your family. Don't you want to at least try to work this out? My sister snatches the phone. She's done trying to work it out. And if you call back trying to guilt her into taking him back, you'll be hearing from her lawyer. She hangs up before his mother can respond. I can't believe she's protecting her son. That's what she's always done. My sister sets the phone on the sink. That's what you need to do now, too. Noah appears in the doorway, his face worried. Is Grandma mad at you? No, baby, everything's fine. Is Daddy mad at you? I pull him into a hug, feeling his small body pressed against mine. He smells like the apple shampoo I used on his hair this morning, back when the day still felt manageable. Daddy and I just need some time apart right now. Because of Aunt Phoebe? My sister and I exchange a look. He's smarter than we thought. Smarter than his father gave him credit for. Why do you say that? Daddy got sad when I told you about her. I could tell. It's not your fault, Noah. You didn't do anything wrong. But Daddy's not home. That's not because of you. That's because of grown-up stuff. He nods but doesn't look convinced. I hold him tighter, feeling the weight of every lie his father told settling into the space between us. My phone lights up on the sink. Another unknown number. I let it ring until it stops. We're going to be okay, I tell Noah. And I'm not sure which one of us I'm trying to convince. The attorney's office smells like leather and old books, the kind of place that's supposed to feel reassuring, authoritative. Instead, I feel like I'm sitting in a dentist's chair waiting for bad news. The affair itself won't carry much weight in custody proceedings. The lawyer, a woman named Patricia with sharp gray hair and sharper eyes, taps her pen against a legal pad. Indiana is a no-fault divorce state. What matters is the child's best interests. He took our son to his girlfriend's apartment for months, without telling me. I understand. But unless you can prove that environment was harmful or dangerous, the court will likely view it as poor judgment, not grounds for restricted custody. Poor judgment? Was your son ever in danger there? Was he neglected? Was the girlfriend inappropriate with him? I think about Noah's stories. The dog, the snacks, the games they played. No. Then legally, what your husband did was introduce your son to someone he was dating, which parents do all the time after separation. We weren't separated. He was lying to me, which is morally reprehensible, but not illegal. Patricia leans forward. What I'm saying is, don't build your case around the affair. Build it around stability. You're the primary caregiver. You've been managing the household, the schedule, the day-to-day care. That's what matters to a judge. I leave her office feeling hollowed out. I thought the truth would be enough, that the lies and the betrayal would speak for themselves. But the law doesn't care about betrayal. It cares about bedtimes and soccer practice and who knows the pediatrician's phone number. My sister meets me in the parking lot. She takes one look at my face and pulls me into a hug. That bad? She said it won't matter. The affair won't matter. Then we focus on what does matter. Come on, we're getting lunch. I'm not hungry, but I follow her to a sandwich shop 2 blocks away. We sit outside and she orders for both of us while I stare at my phone. Another message from an unknown number. We need to talk about Noah's schedule. I want to see him this weekend. I show my sister. She reads it and shakes her head. Forward that to Patricia. Don't respond directly. He's his father. He has a right to see him. Through proper channels, not by harassing you from burner phones. She pushes a sandwich toward me. Eat something. I manage 3 bites before my phone rings. The house landline, a number I'd almost forgotten we had. I answer without thinking. Finally, I've been trying to reach you all morning. His voice fills my ear, familiar and wrong. We need to talk about this weekend. You need to contact my lawyer. I don't need a lawyer to talk to my own wife about seeing my son. Your lawyer can talk to my lawyer. This is insane. You're keeping me from my kid over something that has nothing to do with him. You used him as cover for months. I never put him in danger. I never did anything that would hurt him. Phoebe loves kids. She was great with him. The casual way he says her name makes my vision blur. Stop calling me. I have a right to see my son. Then have your lawyer file the paperwork. I hang up. My hands are shaking so badly I nearly drop the phone. He's not going to stop, my sister says quietly. You know that, right? He's going to keep pushing until you set a hard boundary. I just did. No, you told him to stop. That's not a boundary. A boundary has consequences. 2 days later, I'm loading groceries into the car when Noah tugs on my sleeve. Daddy's here. I turn around and there he is, walking across the parking lot like this is a coincidence, like he just happened to be at the same store at the same time. Hey, buddy. He scoops Noah up before I can react. I missed you so much. Noah wraps his arms around his neck and something in my chest cracks. Put him down. I'm just saying hi to my son. You can say hi during your scheduled visitation. Scheduled visitation? He's 6? He doesn't understand schedules. He just knows his dad hasn't seen him in a week. He sets Noah down but keeps a hand on his shoulder. You're really going to do this in front of him? People are staring now. A woman with a cart slows down, pretending to check her receipt while watching us. Noah, get in the car. But Daddy just got here. Car, now. He looks between us, confused and hurt, then climbs into the back seat. I close the door and turn back to my husband. You need to leave. I drove by the house yesterday. You changed the locks. You don't live there anymore. It's my house too. My name is on the mortgage. Then have your lawyer file for access to your belongings. You don't get to just show up whenever you want. I wanted to see my son. Through proper channels. You're poisoning him against me. You're making me out to be the bad guy when all I did was make one mistake. One mistake that lasted months. I was going to end it. I was trying to figure out how to tell you. By bringing Noah into it? By making him lie for you? He didn't lie. He just didn't know he wasn't supposed to talk about it. A security guard starts walking toward us. My husband sees him and takes a step back. This isn't over. Yes, it is. He walks away and I get in the car, my whole body shaking. Noah is quiet in the back seat, staring out the window. Is Daddy in trouble? No, baby. Daddy and I just need to talk to each other through other people right now. Why? Because he's rewriting history. Because he's pretending this is all a misunderstanding. Because he's going to make me the villain in a story where he's the victim. Because it's easier that way. That night, my sister calls. Have you seen his post? What post? Check his profile now. I open the app and there it is. A photo of him and Noah from last summer, both of them grinning at the camera. The caption reads, "Missing my little guy more than words can say. Being separated from your child is the hardest thing a parent can go through. Hoping we can all find a way back to being a family again." The comments are already rolling in. Friends, coworkers, people I haven't spoken to in years. Stay strong. Praying for you and your family. Kids need their fathers. My phone starts buzzing with messages. People asking what happened. People saying they had no idea we were having problems. People telling me they hope we can work it out. He's building a narrative, my sister says. He's making himself the victim. I can see that. You need to respond. I'm not going to air this out on social media. Then he wins. He gets to tell his version and you stay silent and everyone assumes you're the problem. I stare at the photo, at Noah's smile, at the way my husband's hand rests on his shoulder, protective and gentle, like he's father of the year. Let them assume. You don't mean that. I'm not playing this game. I'm not going to fight with him online for an audience. But the messages keep coming. Friends I thought I could count on, asking gentle questions that feel like accusations. Is everything okay? Do you want to talk? I'm sure you can work this out if you both try. My friend Becca calls, her voice careful and soft. I saw his post. What's going on? We're getting divorced. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do? Not really. He seems really torn up about it, about being away from Noah. He should have thought about that before. Before what? I pause. She doesn't know. None of them know. He hasn't told anyone the real reason. Before he decided to leave? He left? His post made it sound like you kicked him out. It's complicated. I'm sure it is. But maybe you guys could try counseling? For Noah's sake? I end the call without answering. Then I turn off my phone and sit in the dark living room, listening to Noah's white noise machine humming through the wall. My husband is rewriting our marriage in real time, and I'm the only one who knows the truth. Patricia calls 3 days later. Her voice has a new edge to it, something sharper than the careful professionalism from our first meeting. The phone records came through. You need to see these. I meet her at her office that afternoon. She slides a stack of printed messages across her desk, certain lines highlighted in yellow. These are from March through August. Text exchanges between your husband and Phoebe Brennan. I scan the first page. Casual stuff. Plans for dinner. Complaints about work. Then I flip to the second page and my stomach drops. Bringing Noah over Saturday. He's excited to see Jasper again. Can't wait, it's good practice for when we have our own. He's so good with him. You're going to be an amazing dad someday. I already am one. Just wish I could do it full time. I set the page down. My hands feel numb. Keep reading, Patricia says. I flip through more messages. Discussions about Noah's favorite snacks. Photos of the three of them at her apartment. A message from June where my husband writes, "He asked why he can't tell his mom about you. I said some things are just for us to know. Our special time together. He told our son to keep secrets from me." And that's what we're going to emphasize. Not the affair itself, but the pattern of deception involving your child. The fact that he actively coached Noah to hide information from you. That speaks directly to judgment and transparency, which are factors the court considers. Can we use this? Absolutely. This isn't hearsay or speculation. It's documented evidence that he prioritized his relationship with his girlfriend over his responsibilities as a co-parent. That he created an environment where your son was taught to withhold information from his primary caregiver. I flip to another page. A message from July. Noah said his mom doesn't let him have soda. I gave him one anyway. He was so happy. You're the fun dad. Someone has to be. Patricia taps the page. That one's particularly useful. It shows he was deliberately undermining your parenting decisions to position himself as the permissive parent. In front of his girlfriend, no less. He was performing. I read through more messages. Plans to take Noah to the zoo, discussions about what movies to watch, a message where Phoebe suggests buying him a toy and my husband responds, "Better not. She'll ask where it came from." He knew it was wrong, I say quietly. He knew he was hiding it, which makes it worse. This wasn't accidental. This was calculated. Patricia pulls the stack back toward her. I'm going to include these in our custody filing. They establish a pattern of deception and poor judgment that directly involved your son. I leave her office feeling something I haven't felt in weeks. Not relief, exactly, but something close to it. Something like solid ground. That night, I sit with Noah after dinner. We're building a castle out of blocks. Something simple and easy that doesn't require much focus. Can I ask you something about Aunt Phoebe? He looks up wary. Am I in trouble? No, baby, you're not in trouble. I just want to understand some things. Okay. Did Daddy ever tell you not to talk about her? He stacks another block carefully, not meeting my eyes. He said it was our special secret. What was? Going to her house, playing with Jasper, the snacks. Did he say why it was a secret? Noah shrugs. He said sometimes daddies and mommies need their own friends, and that you wouldn't understand. I keep my voice steady. Did Aunt Phoebe let you do things I don't usually let you do? Like what? Like staying up late or watching certain movies? His face brightens. We watched the dinosaur movie, the scary one you said I'm too young for. But Daddy said I was brave enough. And did you like it? It was really cool. There's this one part where the T-Rex eats a guy and you can see everything. Did it give you nightmares? He hesitates. A little. But Daddy said big boys don't get scared of movies. I pull him into a hug, holding him tighter than I probably should. You can always tell me if something scares you, even if someone says you shouldn't be scared, okay? And you're not in trouble for talking about Aunt Phoebe. You didn't do anything wrong. Daddy's gonna be mad I told you. Daddy's not going to be mad at you, I promise. But I'm furious. Not just at the affair anymore. At the deliberate way he used our son to make himself look good. At the way he undermined every boundary I'd set, every rule I'd established, just to score points with his girlfriend. At the way he taught Noah that keeping secrets from me was normal, even fun. My phone buzzes. An unknown number, but I recognize the area code. Local. Is this Noah's mom? Yes, who is this? My name is Vanessa Miller. I work with your husband. Well, I used to. I just wanted to reach out because I saw what's been happening and I thought you should know some things. I step into the hallway away from Noah. What things? I've worked with him for 4 years. I've met you at company events, the holiday party, the summer picnic. You probably don't remember me. I remember. Okay, so I suspected something was going on with him and Phoebe for a while. She works in accounting, different floor, but they'd leave together sometimes, early, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and the excuses were always vague. Client meeting, site visit, whatever. Why are you telling me this? Because I have kids too. And if my husband did what yours did, I'd want to know everything. I'd want people to be honest with me. Did you ever see them with my son? She pauses. Once. I was leaving the building and I saw them getting into her car. Your son was in the back seat. This was maybe 4 months ago. I didn't think much of it at the time. I figured maybe you knew. Maybe it was some kind of arrangement. It wasn't. I figured that out when I saw his post. The one about missing his son. It felt off, like he was playing for sympathy. Would you be willing to provide a statement for my lawyer? Yes, that's why I'm calling. I give her Patricia's contact information and thank her. After I hang up, I stand in the hallway for a long moment, staring at nothing. The cracks are spreading. Slowly, but visibly. Every conversation, every document, every person who reaches out adds another fracture to the story he's been trying to build. My phone rings again. This time it's a number I recognize. His mother. You need to stop this witch hunt against my son. I'm not hunting anyone, I'm protecting my child. You're turning people against him, spreading lies, making him out to be some kind of monster when all he did was make a mistake. A mistake he involved Noah in, for months. He would never put that boy in danger. He loves him more than anything. Then he should have thought about that before he brought him to his girlfriend's apartment and told him to keep it a secret from me. Silence on the other end. I have the text messages, I say quietly, months of them, where he talks about bringing Noah over, where he discusses undermining my rules, where he and Phoebe talk about practicing being parents together. More silence. If you want to help your son, tell him to work with his lawyer and stop trying to rewrite history, because the evidence doesn't lie. She hangs up without another word. I walk back into the living room where Noah has finished his castle. It's lopsided and precarious, but he's proud of it. Look, Mommy, it's taller than me. It's perfect. He grins and knocks it over, blocks scattering across the floor. Then he starts building again, humming to himself, already imagining the next version. The mediation session is scheduled for a Tuesday morning. Patricia told me to dress professionally, but not formally. You want to look put together, not like you're trying too hard. I wear dark slacks and a blouse. Simple jewelry. My hands shake while I button the cuffs. The mediator's office is in a bland corporate building downtown. Beige walls, abstract art, a conference table that looks like it's never been used for anything important. My husband is already there when I arrive, sitting next to his attorney. He doesn't look at me. Patricia sets her briefcase on the table and pulls out a thick folder. The mediator, a woman in her 50s with steel gray hair and reading glasses on a chain, introduces herself as Diana Worth. She explains the process, the goals, the expectation that we'll reach an agreement today if possible. Let's begin with custody, she says. Mr. Calloway, your attorney submitted a proposal for equal parenting time. 50-50 split, alternating weeks. Mrs. Calloway, your attorney is seeking primary custody with supervised visitation. Let's start there. My husband's attorney, a man named Glenn Fitzgerald, clears his throat. Our position is that Mr. Calloway has been an involved, loving father since his son's birth. He's never missed a school event, never failed to provide for his child's needs, and has consistently demonstrated good judgment in his parenting. The current arrangement denies him access to his son based on allegations that have been exaggerated and misrepresented. Patricia doesn't wait for the mediator to respond. She opens her folder and slides a stack of papers across the table. These are text messages between Mr. Calloway and Phoebe Brennan, spanning 6 months. They document a pattern of bringing his son to Ms. Brennan's residence without informing his wife, coaching the child to keep secrets, and deliberately undermining agreed-upon parenting decisions. Glenn picks up the first page. His expression doesn't change, but I see his jaw tighten. In addition, Patricia continues, we have a signed statement from a co-worker who witnessed Mr. Calloway leaving work early on multiple occasions with Ms. Brennan and the child in question. We also have screenshots from the child's tablet showing photos taken at Ms. Brennan's apartment, which Mrs. Calloway only discovered after her son mentioned someone he'd been told to call Aunt Phoebe. Diana adjusts her glasses and pulls the stack toward her. She reads in silence for several minutes. The only sound in the room is the hum of the air conditioning. My husband shifts in his chair. Glenn leans over and whispers something to him. My husband shakes his head. Diana sets the papers down. Mr. Calloway, did you bring your son to Ms. Brennan's residence on multiple occasions without informing your wife? Yes, but did you instruct your son not to tell his mother about these visits? I didn't instruct him. I just said it was our special time together. Did you tell him it was a secret? My husband's face reddens. I didn't want to confuse him. The situation was complicated. The situation was an extramarital affair, Patricia says evenly, one that involved a 6-year-old child who was placed in the care of a woman his mother had never met, never vetted, and never consented to being around. Glenn holds up a hand. Ms. Brennan is a responsible adult with no criminal record. She was never inappropriate with the child. This is being framed as a safety issue when it's actually about my client's personal life, which is being weaponized. Your client's personal life became relevant the moment he involved his son in it, Patricia replies. He didn't just have an affair. He created a secondary household, introduced his child to his girlfriend, allowed that child to form an attachment, and coached him to hide all of it from his primary caregiver. That demonstrates profoundly poor judgment. Diana looks at my husband. Did you discuss with Ms. Brennan the possibility of having children together? He hesitates. We talked about the future, hypothetically, while you were still married. Yes. And did you at any point discuss with your wife that you were introducing your son to someone you were romantically involved with? No. Why not? Because I knew she'd overreact. The words hang in the air. Patricia doesn't even have to respond. Diana just writes something on her notepad. Glenn requests a recess. Diana nods, and the two of them step into the hallway. I watch through the glass wall as my husband gestures wildly, his voice rising even though I can't make out the words. Glenn stands with his arms crossed, shaking his head. At one point, my husband jabs a finger toward the conference room, toward me, and Glenn actually steps back. Patricia pours herself a cup of water from the pitcher on the table. He's making it worse. I can see that. Glenn's trying to get him to accept a modified agreement. Supervised visits, co-parenting classes, therapy. If they fight this, a judge will see all the same evidence we just presented, and it'll be even uglier. What if he refuses? Then we go to court, and we win. They come back 15 minutes later. My husband's face is blotchy, his eyes red. Glenn looks exhausted. We'd like to propose a revised arrangement, Glenn says. Mr. Calloway will agree to supervised visitation for a period of 3 months, during which time he'll complete a co-parenting course and attend individual therapy. After that period, we'll reassess and move toward a shared custody arrangement. 6 months, Patricia says, and the therapist needs to provide a written recommendation before unsupervised visits resume. Glenn looks at my husband, who nods stiffly. Agreed. Diana drafts the terms on her laptop, reading them aloud as she types. Supervised visits twice a week, 2 hours each. Completion of a co-parenting course within 90 days. Ongoing therapy with progress reports every 6 weeks. Reassessment after 6 months, contingent on therapist approval. Both parties need to sign, she says, printing 2 copies. I sign first. My hand is steady. My husband signs second, his signature shaky and uneven. Diana collects the papers and stands. This agreement is binding. Violation of any terms will result in immediate modification and potential legal consequences. Do you both understand? Yes, I say. My husband doesn't answer right away. Glenn nudges him. We file out into the hallway. My husband tries to catch my eye, his mouth opening like he's about to say something, but I don't stop. I walk straight to the elevator and press the button. Patricia follows. You did well in there, she says as the doors close. I didn't do anything. You didn't have to. The evidence did the work. That afternoon, I pick Noah up from school. He's in a good mood, chattering about a game they played at recess. I let him talk, listening to the details about who was on his team and who tagged who and how he almost won but someone cheated. When we get home, I sit him down at the kitchen table. I've rehearsed this a dozen times in my head, but now that the moment is here, the words feel clumsy. I need to talk to you about something important. He stops mid-sip of his juice box. Am I in trouble? No, baby, you're not in trouble, but things are going to be a little different for a while. Different how? Mommy and Daddy are going to live in different houses now. His face scrunches up. Why? Because sometimes grown-ups can't live together anymore. It doesn't mean we don't love you. It just means things are changing. Is it because of Aunt Phoebe? It's because of a lot of things, but none of it is your fault. Do you understand that? He nods slowly, but his eyes are filling with tears. You're still going to see Daddy, just not every day like before, but you'll still get to spend time with him, and he still loves you very much. Can I still go to Aunt Phoebe's house? No, baby, that's not going to happen anymore. But I like Jasper. I know, but sometimes things change and we have to say goodbye to people. He's crying now, quiet tears running down his cheeks. I pull him into my lap and hold him while he cries, rubbing his back and murmuring that it's okay, that he's safe, that everything is going to be okay. My sister arrives an hour later with Thai food and a bottle of wine. Noah is in his room building with his blocks, the door half open so I can hear him if he needs me. How did it go? She asks, setting the bags on the counter. We got primary custody, supervised visits for 6 months. She hugs me hard. You did the right thing. It doesn't feel like it. It will. Give it time. We eat on the couch, the TV on low in the background. She tells me about her week, her kids, her husband's latest project that's taking over their garage. Normal things. Safe things. I half listen, grateful just to have her here. My phone buzzes around 10. A text from my husband's number, even though I thought I'd blocked it. I must have missed it in the settings. The message is long. Paragraphs of text that I have to scroll to read. He's sorry. He destroyed everything. He knows he hurt me, hurt Noah, hurt everyone who trusted him. He wants a chance to prove he's changed. He'll do whatever it takes. Therapy, classes, anything. He just wants his family back. I screenshot it and send it to Patricia. Then I go into my settings and block him properly this time. Was that him? My sister asks. Yeah. What did he say? That he's sorry, that he wants to fix things. Are you going to respond? She nods and refills my wine glass. Good. Later, after she leaves, I go into my photo gallery and find the picture. The one from Noah's tablet. My son's bright smile, my husband's arm around him, Phoebe's face just visible at the edge of the frame. I stare at it for a long moment, then I delete it. I don't need it anymore. The lawyers have copies. The evidence is filed. The truth is already out, documented and binding and irreversible. I check on Noah before bed. He's asleep, curled up with his favorite stuffed dinosaur, his face peaceful. I brush his hair back and kiss his forehead. Tomorrow we'll start building something new. Something honest. Something that doesn't require secrets or lies or pretending things are okay when they're not. But tonight, I just stand in his doorway and watch him breathe, grateful that he's safe, that he's mine, that whatever comes next, we'll face it together. 3 weeks later, the divorce papers are signed, and I'm sitting in my lawyer's office watching my husband scrawl his name with a pen that keeps skipping, his hand shaking so badly he has to start over twice. He doesn't look at me when he slides the papers across the table, and I don't look at him either. I just take my copy and walk out into the parking lot where the sun is too bright and the air smells like rain. My son is with my sister for the afternoon, and I drive home in silence. No music, no tears, just the sound of the engine and the knowledge that I'm finally free. That night, I tuck my son into bed and he asks if Daddy is sad, and I tell him the truth, that Daddy made some choices that hurt people, but that it's not his job to fix it. He nods and hugs his stuffed bear and falls asleep within minutes. I sit on the edge of his bed for a long time, watching him breathe, thinking about how close I came to never knowing, to living in a lie because I trusted the wrong person. The house is quiet, and for the first time in months, it doesn't feel like a trap. It feels like ours, mine and my son's. A place where the truth doesn't have to hide, where secrets don't fester in the corners, where bedtime means safety instead of wondering what's being hidden from me. I stand up, turn off his light, and leave the door cracked open the way he likes it. The hallway stretches out ahead of me, and I walk it without looking back.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your favorite part in the comments. See you in the next one.